2022 World Cup bids have been dealt a huge blow after the Confederation of African Football, CAF, condemned all Zimbabwean stadia for failure to satisfy the minimum international standards. The ban is an indictment on Zimbabwean government and means that the Zimbabwe Football Association will be forced to look for venues beyond the borders for its national team assignments. The reigning Zimbabwe football champions FC Platinum, who are due to play in the next CAF African Champions League campaign, have also been affected by the ban. We caught up with some football fans who expressed their disappointment.
Even the people that built those stadiums in South Africa are Zimbabweans, not South Africa. Guys, why can't we do it in our home country? I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed in ourselves.
Mzara isusu hatinakiri nazvo chaivo. Mana super sport vari kutaura kuti havachakwanisi kubroadcasta bhora racho iroro chero magetsi chichi saka hey isusu hatisi kufara nazvo. At least zvikaita locally tinenge tane home advantage yekuti tinenge tangotsvaga mari yekungoti tingopinde magames yedu unlike kuti titsvage mari yekuti tikuda kuenda mari yebhasi tikuda mari yekuzonodya ikoko maybe hauna pekurara kana relative iriko saka haukwanisi kuwanawo pekuti uzonyatsowana mari yoticonsider nekuoma waita zvinhu munyika ati mari yacho pane pasina
panto nemari dzatinowana panyaya yekuti vanhu vanopinda mastadium chichikuiziva but izizve zvatokatwa zvezvo saka zviri wrong hatombozvikurudzira.
Vanhu vanozara mahotels waizi
vatotikanganisa zvakawanda
saka zviye zvatobatsira foreign currency akuchina saka zvatodhakisa.
Kana ma-outsiders akauya towana foreign currency we are able to renovate ma-stadiums edu.
All right, now I'm sure you know the story after it dropped yesterday. The fact that Barberfield Stadium in Bulawayo was the only stadium which had provisionally been certified on condition that issues that had been raised in the inspection report would be addressed. And it has been banned now after the stadium authorities failed to make the necessary improvements as directed. To be specific, Alois, CAF said that because we haven't been called back for a new inspection, we're going to assume that you haven't addressed the issues that we said you should address, and therefore you stand banned. That is a shocking indictment on the football fraternity, on our ability to administrate. It has shocking implications on all of us as Zimbabweans.
Yeah, Barry, it's actually quite sad. You know, obviously, like you said, you clearly said that the CAF inspectors, they had set aside 1 March to come and inspect the Barberfield Stadium, but only on invitation.
Yes.
If they are invited to come and inspect, they can come and inspect nothing, you know, because nothing has been done. It says it was when they left, so they were waiting for the Zimbabwe Football Association to let them know that it's all in place for the match one.
The authorities were on off season.
Yeah, you see. So we are banned. We don't have a stadium that is homologated by CAF and by FIFA. So that's what it is. We have to now play in another country. You know, it's shocking. You know, it's really bad.
Okay, so we got to go and play in another country because we all know why. But that's going to come at a cost, isn't it? Is that not right?
It's going to come at a cost, and my hope is that the arrangements are being made for us to play outside of Zimbabwe, because you got to think to yourself that ZIFA has been talking about the fact that they want to appeal the decision. Now, chances are a lot of energies are going to be applied to trying to reverse the decision. For me, I think there's too little time. We are supposed to play Algeria
in about 3 weeks.
In about 3 weeks' time. I don't think there's enough time for CAF to consider and then overturn the decision, whether temporarily or permanently, and for us to play our home games. I think we need to just draw a line underneath the sand and say, this is the decision that's been made. Let's find an alternative venue.
But where are we going to go and play? I mean, where's the alternative venue going to be?
Yeah, when you look at it, Mark, I agree with Barry 100%. Now, there's no time for us to actually still look for an appeal. Then even if we appeal, we have to call the inspectors to still come. And Algeria need to know also where we are playing. You know, so for me, I was talking about it. South Africa is the only venue that I think that is worth us going to when it comes to money. You know, it comes at a cost for the preparations, yes, but we can actually make money out of going to play in South Africa.
In South Africa?
Yes, we can actually make money.
Why?
because number one, it's gonna be pay. We're gonna be selling our tickets in rands. Yes. And number two, the biggest point that I know that is gonna happen, they can make money, although it's not good for other people inside. You know, the ticketing system at FNB Stadium or any
Orlando Stadium,
the ticketing system is electronic and it's a barcoded, so that the tickets are sold at CompuTicket. Pre-match tickets, so there is no way that the stadium is going to be holding 60,000. We hear that only 25,000 paid, because everybody is going to be accounted for. Even the 10 stars for the VVIP, it doesn't open for someone who doesn't have a ticket.
So who's going to
even
get
the
that money?
VVIP ticket is also going to be to be counted. They will be accounted for, so it can actually be good.
Now you're
money making.
Now, Bunj, you're looking at the positive aspects. For me, there's a lot of negatives around us playing away from home. Number one is that a player, when you were called up for national duty, one of the things that drove you was the fact that you were going to be able to play in front of your people.
Yes.
In front of people who know you, who've seen you play, and playing in the giant national sports stadium is already
like
motivation.
Sacred, you know, the National Sports Stadium. It was an honor.
So we're undoing that, because our players are going to play in a venue yet to be advised, and right now already we need to decide where we want to play, because we can play.
We don't know right now.
Polokwane, Durban, Cape Town, whatever's available. Hopefully it'll be Johannesburg, because I think the logistics there are a lot easier.
And
but who's going to be putting up their hand to say, we'll host it?
No,
it's not about someone putting a hand. It's about we're approaching them.
We're going to approach them, and we're going to pay. We're going to pay for us to play in whatever venue that we pick, provided that it's available. That's the issue. Because we said we've got 3 weeks left, and we need to look at availability.
The available venues.
And if you were the stadium, where would you be asking for your money? I would be saying, I want my money up front.
No, absolutely. A standard fare.
But once again, ZIFA, that will just fall away, because they won't be able to do it.
It'll drag on.
Because you'll have to rob Peter to pay Paul.
I think we are being progressive and looking at what the next step is. But before we look at the next step, I really feel that we need to look at how we got here. Because for me, ZIFA is pointing at the stadium authorities, and their entire press statement that was released yesterday was talking about the fact that they put pressure on stadium authorities. They spoke to stadium authorities. For me, the custodian of football in this country is ZIFA, and they're the ones who stood to lose and still stand to lose. So if you stand to lose, you're going to do everything within your power and break a leg, pull a hamstring to get that thing done. I don't feel that our footballing authorities did enough for us to avoid this.
Yeah, I also don't think so. Probably they sent an email, you know, and they said yeah, we send an email to you guys. So do you remember? Check your email on the 13th. We send you an email. Probably somebody at BCC
might have been a fax.
Didn't even read. Yeah, maybe a fax. Maybe they didn't even read it. You know. So no, your jokes aside though. But look, I don't think they did put pressure on it. But this thing didn't start yesterday.
It didn't.
You know, it was supposed to kick off when Rufaro Stadium was banned. That was an alarm bell. When Rufaro Stadium was banned, we were supposed to start talking. When they sent an email telling us that National Sports Stadium, you are playing there, but it's a dangerous stadium, we were supposed to wake up and start thinking about it. You know, they gave us a warning a long time ago about National Sports Stadium as well. So now, when you look at it, ZIFA has been sitting on this. They know that these are their international stadiums that they use, or the alternative international stadiums. They were supposed to keep putting pressure, because they know they are the custodian. They have the documents. They know what CAF needs. They know what CAF wants as far as requirements are concerned. So they were the ones that were supposed to make the authorities stay up to date with what is required by CAF. But they didn't push for that, you know. So they can't then come back and say authorities. Yes, the authorities are to blame, yes, because themselves as well, they also needed to have maintained their facilities and looking for modern ways. What are the other stadiums in other countries are doing? Upgrade them. We have known of bucket seats how many years ago? 30 years ago we have known of bucket seats. They should have been proactive as well.
If you're a landlord, let's be fair, if you're a landlord, you're unlikely to care as long as the rentals are coming in. And in truth, the landlords have been receiving their rentals. As soon as the PSL season kicks off, they receive their rentals.
But when you see your ceiling is falling down, it's your house, come on and inspect your house. Is my house in order? Paint here, paint there. The ceiling is falling.
Let me tell you a harsh truth.
With the money that you are paying rent, I'm gonna
Alois,
use it to pay.
let me tell you a harsh reality. I don't live there, so I don't care. So wait. I'm trying to get a point. The guys who live there should be able to engage their landlord and say, we're going to fix the ceiling because it's broken,
and
but we're going to deduct
give you the rent.
Correct.
Thank you. Yeah,
simple
I agree.
and straightforward. Pierre in Warren Park says this on our WhatsApp platform. This is embarrassing that we are no longer able to watch international matches in Zimbabwe. Kamambo must resign with immediate effect. They have clearly failed. Why don't they privatize these stadiums so that they can be developed into world-class ones, or at least lease them to clubs? Our councils are very useless. I am embarrassed. So just like Pierre in Warren Park, you can get in touch with us on 0731 168 045. We'll be reading your messages on our WhatsApp platform, 0731 168 045, during the Fan Zone. 0731 168 045, 0731 168 045. Because of the importance of the subject we are relating today, we are going to have a slightly extended Fan Zone just to get all your thoughts on the matter that broke yesterday about our facilities and our Warriors playing home games away from home. This one is from, you don't give us your name, but you say, guys, we are talking about a council that has abandoned all its beer halls and all recreational facilities. ZIFA must just have put all its efforts and on repairing the stadium. And for me, I blame Mr. Kamambo. He should just resign. So, Kamambo, how guilty is he in all this?
Like we said, Barry, ZIFA, they are guilty. You know, of course, they're not the only one that are guilty in all this debacle, but they are guilty. They are the custodians. They are the custodians of the national team. They know the fixtures. They know what CAF wants. They are the ones that communicate with CAF. CAF doesn't communicate with Blau Acid Cancer.
No,
they communicate with ZIFA. So they are the ones that received the correspondence first that your stadium is ABC. Go and fix it.
Yeah.
Fix this, fix that.
They should have fixed
it. But you know what?
Pushed for it.
You know, yes, Kamambo to blame, but you know, let's go back and blame the last 3 or 4 ZIFA presidents.
Agreed. But we are
because this is something that should have been done a long time ago. We said last night that the National Sports Stadium was built in 1986. Okay, surely that stadium should have been revamped or reconditioned in, say, 1995, or give it 10 years
at least.
Yes.
At least.
Yes, Mark, we do agree that even the previous ZIFA associations did not push, but remember they were not given the threat to ban. They were not given the threat to ban.
They shouldn't have even had that. Do you think South African stadiums even have ever had a letter to say that your stadiums are in poor condition?
Why I'm saying this, the previous ZIFA authorities, they were within the bracket of standards at that time. At the time. The standards keep on moving. They keep on shifting. At that time, the bucket seats were not a requirement. The doping room was not a requirement. So these standards keep on moving. So? We didn't move.
Yeah. And so they should have moved with the times.
Yes, but I'm saying
the current administration,
the current administration, no, they are the ones that are in the current situation where these latest requirements are needed. And why they are so capable, Mark, is because the inspection happened. They were told.
And they were there.
They were there. They were told that you need to do A, B, C, and it was not done. After they were told that you have a game in 4 months' time, we want you to do this thing, fix it.
And they didn't. Jerry Marimo in Fakosi says, "Hi guys, we just are very much disappointed. I have always wondered why can't our clubs own stadiums? It could have been easier for ZIFA and other authorities to give instructions to the clubs. I know clubs can manage stadiums well. We all know our municipalities are not doing well."
Yeah, I just want to respond to him. I am disappointed with FC Platinum. Here, I'm sorry to say, they have been competing in the CAF Champions League for the past 3 years. Now they're going into the 4th, and they've been using Blawayo.
Yes.
But look, they started building that stadium. When they built that stadium, why didn't it comply
they use
right from
the standards of CAF?
at that particular time, if they had ambitions to be champions and to dominate Zimbabwe and then conquer Africa, why didn't they do that? But okay, point taken, they didn't. But then they competed year 1. They competed at Baba Fields. Year 2, they went to Baba Fields. Year 3, they went to Baba Fields. Year 4, they were planning to go to Baba Fields again. But aren't they selling platinum? Isn't platinum? Where is the word?
It's a good question, Bunch. Here's one for you guys. This one says, I would opt for Zambia. SA, we are in the same World Cup group, so it is not a wise move. So,
oh man, he didn't do his calculations well.
Yeah.
Because the game, we are not saying we are going to South Africa permanently.
No.
Or we are going anywhere permanently.
This is for the Algeria game.
For the Algeria game, that one game.
Yeah.
What is this game? This is an AFCON game.
Yes.
Now in AFCON, we are playing, Zambia is actually in our group for AFCON. Yeah. So he is actually taking it the other way around. Zambia, it can't, because actually Zambia is the one that is in our group for this AFCON. We can't go and play in Zambia for the AFCON game when we have Zambia in our very same AFCON group. So he has mixed things a little bit.
Yeah, Hillary and Marlborough has also weighed in. He says the stadium crisis is a shame to our nation. Our stadiums do not meet the minimum CAF requirements. Thanks for getting in touch, Hillary. This one says, Anna, my name is Anna Manzonza from Cheetown. I agree with Barry. Hakuna landlord anofunga kugadzirisa door or leaking roof as long as rent yake achiiwana. The best is for to tell the landlord that I am moving out if you fail to do ABCs. You know what? As Zimbos, let's stop pointing fingers at councils. Ko iyo ZIFA irumboite chinemsoro as the mother body. And again, I go back to the fact that ZIFA was the biggest beneficiary, biggest custodian of this matter. They should have fixed this issue.
Yes, no, I do agree 100%. You know, it's on their doorstep.
Yeah.
You know. But then we also have to go back, guys. We have to go back and look at the situation. Okay. Besides the Baba Fields debacle, we have got Rufaro Stadium that is closed for international games. Is closed. What are the owners of the stadiums doing about it? That since it was closed. Zilch. Okay, we have got the National Sports Stadium. Who owns the National Sports Stadium? It's the local Ministry of Local Government. What are they doing? Because they were told also, they know that the stadium was not also homologated by CAF. What have they been doing? They've been doing nothing. Baba Field Stadium, right? They knew about this issue, about the upgrade, the innovation, and they were actually lucky because of the Zone 6 games, eh?
Right.
Remember, because this stadium was actually upgraded during the Zone 6 games. That's why there were a lot of things that were upgraded, so they needed a little bit more to comply with CAF. So it wasn't the council that renovated those stadiums. It was because the Zone 6
games were coming, and then government did what they needed to do. This one's to you, Bunch, because it says, I think our former players have let us down. They have occupied the back seat when it comes to the games administration. Look at King Kalu, that's Kalusha Walia in Zambia. When he was president of the Zambian Federation of Football, the football was being football is being run by politicians. No wonder we are in this mess. Former player Alois Bunjira, why haven't you put your hand up?
We have heard about this a long time ago, but to be honest, Barry, it's not easy. This is a constitutional issue. You know, people don't really understand. It's not like you're just going to be voted maybe for a classmate or a group leader or at work, your workers committee. You know, it's different. There is a constitution, and it has got requirements, and the people that vote, the governors, do they make way for these former players? Right. There is actually a cold war that is happening in Zimbabwean football between former players and the people that are in charge of football at the moment. They don't want to see former players anywhere close.
Guys,
and they are the ones that vote. They're not going to vote for a former player.
One last point
that is
for
difficult.
you. I want your thoughts on this, and thanks for that point on former footballers, and it's one that we can pursue in greater detail at a time to come. But aren't we looking a bit too high on the food chain here? Because the board at ZIFA is responsible for policy. There is an executive that runs the day-to-day affairs of ZIFA. Has the executive, now the board gets elected, and we have to wait for the assembly for the board to be elected. The executive is appointed.
Yes.
led by Joseph Mamute, the CEO. Should we not be pointing fingers at the executive, because those are the guys who are employed by the board, and saying to ourselves,
comment.
do we have the right people in those positions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry, you're very right. But when you look deep, when you go to ZIFA and start looking at them, that's when you actually see that there is a very, very big structural problem at that place, because there are no structures there. Mamuse, and who else? In the
Gwesela.
executive, Gwesela. Who else?
Yeah.
Keep counting. Who else? Keep counting. There's nobody.
Yeah.
There's no Muse Gwesela, and there's supposed to be a whole lot of a team, maybe of 20 people that are in the executive. Go to SAFA, go to SAFA and see. We start from the reception and go to all the offices. You see people working. There's supposed to be someone who is in charge for competition.
Yes.
At ZIFA.
Yeah.
Who is in charge for competitions at ZIFA?
Well, it was the board member in charge of competitions, which Chamuchu was.
Board member.
Yes.
He is a board member.
Yeah.
Board member doesn't do the running.
He's not supposed to
so
do the
who
running.
is under? What is the structure
Yeah.
of the board under the board member
that's-
competitions?
That's
Who is
where,
there?
That's where I'm also having a problem, that the executive, perhaps it's a structural issue,
It's a
but
structural,
perhaps
big
it's
one.
also the personnel. That is the question that we need to ask. Friday's show, everybody, not to be missed. Remember, every single last Friday of the month, we have a celebrity guest in the studio, and this Friday, it's going to be a big one. We've got My Titi. She'll be in the studio with us for the entire duration of the show. Don't miss that one. It's going to be a great one, and I'm sure there'll be lots of laughs to be included as well. So join us on ZiFM Stereo or catch us online.